So let me get this straight, okay? The WNBA has this new superstar, okay? This new superstar. And they have a chance with all of the dysfunctions in other sports to capitalize on the momentum of the sport. And over the weekend in Indianapolis, where one, Caitlin Clark owns that town, two, they've been selling out the Pacers Arena for WNBA games. And there's a tremendous basketball fan base in general being in the state of Indiana. They came out in the court with T-shirts saying, "Pay us what you owe us." And Caitlin Clark didn't play. And then they played a worse version of the NBA All-Star Game, which everybody has rightfully been critical of. And after the game, there was then subtle jabs thrown at Caitlin Clark and her team for not participating in a discussion about said T-shirts before they were worn. How did I do?
Yep, that sums it up.
Okay. So what's going to happen is at some point, even with Caitlin Clark, but the rest of the league is going to run into a, hey, we're back in that same predicament of not only people not caring, but people actually pushing it away. And it's going to be blamed. It will, without any question, say, hey, America is male, chauvinistic, anti-whatever, alternative lifestyle, whatever, when that's not what it is. Is there some of that? Yeah, there's always going to be some of it. There's also reality to it, right? Women are less athletic than men. It is not the jaw-dropping athleticism that we're used to seeing in professional basketball. It's just not. Their skill level, though better than it's ever been, is not nor will ever be at the level of men. Right? And yet they want to compare themselves in salary to it. So there's part of that, there's a reality to it, a harsh reality to it. But there's also, hey, last year you had the Olympics, you chose not to bring Caitlin Clark. And so people like myself said, not only am I not appointment viewing, I'm actually going to make sure that I don't watch because it's just gross that they don't really want to embrace the growth in their own game. And then with the T-shirts, look, I get there's the reality of them only getting, I think it's 9% of a revenue share. And, of course, everybody on social media likes to smartly point out that, hey, you lost $40 million last year as a league. So if you want to share the revenue, should you share the revenue losses? And, of course, the NBA subsidizes it. And then, women of the WNBA will tell you, like, hey, look, if the new TV deal goes into effect, when the new TV deal goes into effect, we get very little of it, and these owners are now going to be made whole on some level because of it. Asking for more, asking for a spot at the table, asking for the chance to get a higher percentage of the revenue is very reasonable. Hey, we're doing way better now than we used to. We're flying in charters. We're on commercials. We're doing better than we used to. Can we continue to make it better for women of the WNBA? Is different than pay us what you owe us. Because exacting and extracting that revenge payment, if you will, is exactly how we feel. I would just say as the average consumer, the average sports fan, it's like, hey, now you got to give us the attention that you owe us. We don't owe you anything. No one owes you anything. Some of it is semantics. It's just one word. The word is owe. It's owe. Nobody owes you anything. Zero. Zilch. Zip. Nada. Had they simply said, pay us as we earn it, think of how that would have landed. Think of how that lands. Or even pay us what we've earned lands better. It still doesn't land great, but lands better than pay us what you owe us. O reeks of entitlement. O is paying for the past. When anybody who's followed this league at all will say, like, oh, we've been bleeding money for 25 years. I don't owe you nothing. But it's more how it actually lands with the people you're trying to win over. None of that has any effect on negotiations. Negotiations are really just about, hey, are you unified? Is your union ready to walk away from checks? If you're ready to walk away from checks and you're ready to have the danger of walking away from checks. If you're willing to do that, well, hey, this will get interesting. It doesn't have any, but this is about winning the room, or maybe not even winning the room. This is about winning in public perception, which does have value. It does have value. Public perception absolutely has value. Maybe not to the extent that the women of the WNBA think or understand, but it has value. On the other hand, using a word like "oh," it just lands terribly. I don't know anybody who looked at it and goes, yeah, that's great. That's great. Sam, you are the biggest WNBA fan and really a Caitlin Clark fan.
Mm-hmm.
You and Monsi, you're the two biggest at the network.
And Martin Weiss, big fan.
Okay. I'm going to warn you guys, be cautious to not. It's like guys on social media when it's like a Saturday morning and they start tweeting about UEFA football. Like, you're like, if that's what you love and you're covering the NFL, you're showing you really don't care as much about it's just a job to you. That's a Titanic you're going to sink on. So it's cool to love it and enjoy it, but just know, like, becoming a WNBA leading sports radio shows continually when other sports matter, it's not a great way to live.